Jello Beats, holla at me.
What's good, YouTube? Back again with my discussion on the Artifact engine. And this discussion is probably going to be maybe 3 or 4 minutes long, depending on how. I'm going to try to keep it under 5 minutes long. And basically, it's basically my opinion on staples of the format. And I think staples from here on in is going to be the Artifact engine. I think from the looks of it, it's going into every deck, and for good reason. And Vanity's Emptiness once again for good reason. And these two cards I think are the new staples because they're versatile for pretty much every matchup and they basically pretty much wreck a lot of face in. I'm gonna start off with the Artifact engine. Artifact Sanctum, special summon one artifact monster from your deck. And if someone blind spaces the Sanctum, it gets to blow a card up on the field. So basically, the card is never bad when you draw it, and those are the kind of cards you want to play in your decks to act consistently. Cards that are rarely bad when you draw them. And then Moral Tech, basically same thing. If somebody MST that randomly, he's gonna come to the field and beat face in, and then if he's in your deck and you have your Sanctum, Sanctum brings him back out to basically blow stuff up. And if you randomly blow up two things on the field with Moral Tech, you can overlay into your Pleiades, and then following turn, once you run the Pleiades, make them 7. Based on the trends from this past regionals this weekend, and from what I've seen from the ARG, everyone's just splashing 3 Sanctums, 3 Mortex in every deck. And I think that's honestly really good. Will I do it for gadgets? No. Primarily because I don't have the Sanctums or the Mortex to do it, and it just don't feel right to me. I mean, I can if I had the cars, and I can afford the cars if I really, really wanted them to, but I'm not really too much big of a trend follower. I'm still a believer in having that MST and saving it for deck. I'm still a believer in fearing the rogue decks, because I feel like rogue decks are more scarier than mainstream decks. And that's based on the fact that you can test all you want against a meta deck, and then you go to a regional to play against that one guy playing against Telepsychist or his chain burn or his skill drain dot deck and get your shit pushed in, and you bitching running home telling your parents and your friends, oh my god, I lost to some bullshit ass rogue deck. So I think that the idea is good, and all bullshit aside, all joking aside, if I had the cards I would test it on my gadget deck, but I don't have the cards, so I'm not gonna trip. I do think it's a trend because eventually it's gonna throw off consistency in decks. But from what I've seen, the decks that do run it is running it pretty smoothly. So I don't think they're going to stop running it anytime soon. So I think Artifacts, I guess inclusion is going to be a engine that's going to run the format. So if you guys have Artifact stuff, throw them in your decks, test them out. If you're playing Glad Beast, test it. If you're playing fucking Gadgets, test it out because it just seems to be that good right now based on statistics alone from what we have. And as far as Vanity's Infinite is concerned, that card, since the end of Nationals, I said to myself, that card is the staple of the format for the future, honestly, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now is based on special summoning and spamming out. And that card basically just says need to play a special summon. So the way you want to work to use that card is just flip it up when you have an established field and lock out your opponent's hands. I mean, it's terrible against a skill drain dock deck. It's a skill drain to be faced with something like Beast King Barbaros and it's also terrible against like Boojins to a degree, but it does stop Boojin from using XYZ plays. But outside of those like skill drain decks and like Boojin helmet decks, the card is still pretty much good. It locks out plays, which is very much important. You know what the card is. I'm not going into detail on why the card is good and why everyone should play it in their deck, but everyone should play that card in their deck because I honestly see once again no reason not to. If you harbor the card and you don't want to sell it and you want to stay competitive, play at least 2 copies main deck, if not 3, based on how your deck flows. I personally like 2 because I don't want to open up 3 and feel like they're clogging my hands. Um, do I feel like it's gonna go down? I don't think so. I think if anything, it's gonna go down when it gets reprinted because at this point, since it's a $30 card, I'm pretty sure Konami is aware of the player base using it, and at this point, bitching about it. So I expect a reprint more than likely in the next tournament pack, whatever they're gonna call it. In my opinion, they should just call it TP Arc V because that sounds badass. But In the next tournament pack, I expect to see it as a super rare, if not an ultimate. Oh my fucking god, ultimate entrance would be awesome. Well, anyway, enough nerdgasming around. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in your comment section down below. Do you guys think the artifact engine at this point is a staple in decks? And do you guys think Vanity Simpson's a staple in decks? Alright. Once again, thumbs up the video, share your support. Let's go for them 20 thumbs up, guys. Please. I really need it to help my channel grow. Alright, this is your boy 21, and I'm out. Deuces. Bang bang.